Hi everyone. Today we're going to do columns, and again it's going to be very simple. Remember earlier on I showed you how to do line numbers. Now we're going to insert columns. Now we're going to use these two paragraphs to insert our columns. Let me just double check here. Alright, first of all, let's insert a page break. So I'm going to put my cursor in front of offer 1. I'm going to press Control on my keyboard, or Control my keyboard and press enter. That's one way of doing to insert a page break. Another way would be the long way. Again, put your cursor in front of what needs to go to the next page and insert. Click on insert and insert a page break. That's another way of doing it. Or you can also make sure again your cursor is where it needs to be, and you can click on layout, breaks, and insert a page break. Okay, but the quickest one is to press Control on your keyboard, hold it in while you press enter. Alright, now we're going to insert or create, or we're going to change these two paragraphs, or actually 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. We're going to change them into two columns. I just want to quickly just make this a little bit, the page just a little bit smaller so that we can actually see what we're doing. Alright, so now I'm going to select the contents. Remember, I need to select the whole contents because this is the content that I want to use for my columns. And what I do then, I go to layout, I click on layout, and I select columns. I can use one of these options here, but I prefer that you don't. Rather click on more columns. The reason for that is because you get more options. And only once you are here, then you select two columns. Remember, you might be asked to insert a line in between. You might even be asked to change the width or the spacing. But we're not going to go into that right now. Just make sure that you select two columns and it's applied to the selected text. In other words, the text that we selected, and also that equal column widths are also ticked. Once you are happy, click OK. Alright, now what I also tell my students is that make sure that your ruler is visible. If your ruler is not visible, like that for example, make sure that it's visible. You click on view and then you tick the ruler checkbox. Alright, the reason why it's a good thing to have your ruler visible so that you can actually see whether or not you have columns. Now, as you can clearly see here, we do. There's just one little problem here. Both my content, my two paragraphs, they are still in only on the one side of the column. Now, how do I get this offer number 2, for example, on that side? Very easily. Earlier on, we inserted a page break, remember? Now, this time around, we're not going to insert a page break. We want to insert a column break. So I'm going to make sure that I put my cursor in front of what needs to go to the next column. So my cursor is where it needs to be. I click on layout. I go to breaks. I'm not going to insert a page break this time. However, I am going to insert a column break. And then when I click on column break, the following happens. All the information that was on this side after my cursor now was sent to the second column. And remember, because we said we want equal parallel columns, it is also nicely or neatly in line with each other. It must never be skew. So that's columns. Join me in the next video where we will discuss mail merge.